I didn't hear it. Dead ass. I did not hear that clap.
It went. It recorded it.
All right.
Started? We never talked about this.
Football.
Like last
Frauds.
episode, I was planning to cut this out.
Frauds. Football. Frauds.
All right, Miles. Who are we?
Welcome back to the Football Frauds podcast. My name is Miles,
I'm Connor.
And I'm Matt.
and we are three black women from Cincinnati who love reporting on football despite having very little football knowledge or qualifications. Just kidding. We listen to a bunch of podcasts, therefore we know what the fuck's going on. You idiot. How dare you think we're frauds? Fuck you.
I've never heard a podcast in my life.
I don't know what football is. I just am a black woman from Cincinnati.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Honestly, I'm a little nervous. You're going to see this probably in 3.5 years, but tomorrow is the Bears-Packers playoff game, and as a Bears fan, I just have been feeling nervous. Like, I think about the game, and my stomach feels weird, and like, do I have an interview tomorrow? Like, nope, it's just a football game. But it's crazy.
It's not just a football game, though.
It's more than a football
But it's
game.
more, like, I associate this feeling with like big personal steps I'm taking or something important, but like literally I'm just worried about what might happen in the game.
Dude, man, I have a question for you. So, I'm a Packers fan. Miles is a Packers fan. A lot of people we know are Packers fans.
Yeah, Packer country.
The general vibe from the Packers camp is we want to win. If we win, it's great, but it's not. There's not much riding on it.
Yeah.
You have like 2 all-pro players that are
Yeah.
injured right now.
Right.
Yeah. How does that make you feel? Like how we feel about it. How does that make you feel as a Bears fan?
I just feel like it's realistic. You know, I'm not too high in the sky. Like, I think it makes sense given where you came from, because there was a point in this year where like we're firing on all cylinders. You know, we have one of the best players on defense that's going to be a game changer in the playoffs, and now you feel like you don't have him, and there's just been a lot of weird injuries. And overall, you guys are healthy enough now to where I don't think you need to act like that, but you've also been, like, Packers fans have been hurt a lot in the playoffs. Like, a lot of times we have good teams and it just doesn't go very well.
Yeah. I feel like there's zero expectation in the playoffs from Packers fans as long as you make the playoffs. If that makes any sense. Like, the second we don't make the playoffs, someone's getting fired. Someone is not going to.
I do feel like over time it's like the hope is kind of going down.
Yeah.
Well, we're not actually going to win a Super Bowl, but we're going to compete.
Come on. We're playing in January. Come on.
Yeah, true.
Are you already mad if the Packers lose? How everyone's going to make the Parsons excuse?
No. I'll be so ecstatic. It won't matter. Like, it's just a fact. Like, you're a way worse team without Parsons, but like that's the team we're going to be playing tomorrow, and you're still like slightly favored. So I'd be lit no matter what.
Predictions right away.
Packers.
Bears.
Packers.
I think Bears by 10 plus.
What? Like, literally going, like, the Bears have 3 or 6 total first half points in the 2 games they played thus far.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay, this is what I hate. The defeatist nature where it's like, I don't know, the Packers just gonna ruin it again in the playoffs. Like, you guys are a really good team.
No, it's
You're trying to convince
Bears
us?
20 plus. They're gonna dominate. The Packers freaking suck.
It's none of that. It's purely just the Packers' run defense. Ever since the D tackles when Parsons went down, has just been fucking atrocious, progressively week by week. Strength of the Bears team is running the ball.
Yeah, but we haven't ran it that well, or it hasn't been a problem.
The Ravens didn't run it that well.
I know, but I think that's possible that this could happen, but that's just one game. And if you get in the trenches and get your vibes up and just stop enough drives, I
don't think we have anything to stop you with.
Have you watched the other 2 games that played in the last 6 weeks? The Bears running game did not dominate.
Right. We can
Doesn't
dive
matter,
more
bro.
into this on the back half.
All right, let's get back half action. It's a little back action in.
Get your back half in the front half.
Get your back half
buckle in
front
right
half.
now.
All right. So we made
Coaches?
some predictions about head coach openings. We got most of them wrong.
Pretty much
I didn't.
fraudulent.
It wasn't as much predictions as it was like who we thought should have been fired. I think we were right in all the predictions we came to. But let's get down to the big breaking news. in the NFL. Harbaugh, out.
Totally.
As head coach of the Ravens, he becomes the first or second top head coaching candidate in this cycle.
Did
18 seasons.
Did we even touch on him as a potential?
We touched on it. We're like, no way.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tomlin. No way.
I mean, I really don't like him as a candidate.
Me neither.
Harbaugh to hire him now.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
I think that there's a reason why he got fired.
Yeah, but I think you think for these defensive candidates, I just think of Aaron Glenn, a guy who has a scheme. He can bring a scheme on the defensive side and improve a culture. It's good to have potential, but we know Harbaugh can keep guys going at it for 18 years.
So that was the thing. I mean, across the board, every single one of his teams that has had success, the rhetoric around it has been it's a player-led team.
Yeah, which is what you want.
Yes, but I don't know if that has anything to do with him coaching.
It is possible they just are a good organization who draft good players. It's like a Mike McCarthy scenario where it's how good do you really think he is?
I think their owner is Mike Kafka. Does that sound right?
That is the Giants' offensive coordinator.
Fraud.
Fraud. I don't know what their owner's name is.
Whatever their owner is, he prioritizes stability.
Yeah.
He had a book written about him 10 years ago, and he talked about stability. Apparently, he's a really likable guy. He prioritizes franchise stability, obviously, with Harbaugh staying there, despite some lulls. But to me, for a guy who prioritizes stability that much, it felt like if you're the Ravens, the chance that you're not in the playoffs one of the next few years seems probably less likely than not. And this might have been your chance to let go of him. They felt like maybe there was a few decent candidates in the cycle. And when it's 18 years like that, I would just trust the ownership that's been in there for a long time. Instead of it's 3 years, just by default, I'll feel like, hey, if you're letting go of this guy, there's a reason for that. Example A, Pete Carroll in Seattle. I mean, he wasn't there for 18 years, but he was there for close to a decade.
Yeah.
It felt like maybe the culture became a little bit stale, needed a different voice. I'm probably higher on the Ravens than it would be. Almost, I mean, they'll get a top 5 candidate, but I'm higher on the Ravens than I would be had they kept Harbaugh. Maybe it's so hard to keep a guy like that when he doesn't provide a coordinator advantage and justify it. Maybe he keeps the culture in some way. Maybe he provides some sort of stability.
I think part of the positive aspects of him is he's done a good job at hiring the right coordinators over the years, and maybe say you're a coordinator that really knows scheme, but you don't know how to relate to players. I think there's a skill among head coaches where you can maybe help transform the scheme guys into you can uplift your coordinators, and I think that's something that is hard to calculate. Is he good at that or not? I don't know, but that's a possibility for some of these CEO, Dan Campbell, for example.
Do we want to go through the open positions right now?
All the head coach openings?
I kind of want to
fire through them.
I kind of want to fire through them and then
return.
Kind of look at the
let's do it.
The most desirable ones.
New York Giants hired Brian Daboll halfway through the year. They got Dart there. They got a nice left tackle.
They got Mike Kafka.
They got Mike,
legendary owner.
Kafka is a legendary Ravens owner. Recently converted to OC for the Giants, which is why I missed that. Cleveland Browns recently fired Stefanski.
Yeah, that was another one we got wrong. We thought offensive guy. He's had so few resources to really cook with on offense, but they didn't care. Wanted him out.
Falcons fire Raheem Morris after winning their last 4 games straight.
We were wrong about that one too.
Yep. They only gave him 3 years. They also fired their GM and their president of football ops, who'd been there for 30 years.
I think it was just 2. Doesn't matter. I think
Morris,
he was maybe there 2 years.
2 is my gut, but I heard 3 in a podcast.
Oh, then I'm wrong.
I could be 2. 2 sounds right. Dolphins.
Well, if they heard it from a podcast like ours, then
it
probably is not right.
What are you talking about, dude?
Football God podcast.
If they heard it from a podcast like ours, then it's right. Dolphins. There was a quote about a week ago. They brought in Aikman. They brought in a bunch of consultants to fill in their GM role to hire a head coach, and they said in the article, we're going to keep McDaniel, but they're going to keep their eyes open, especially if other head coaches get fired and new guys open up. The McDaniel move happened the morning after the Harbaugh move. It feels like Harbaugh's their guy. They want.
I've seen that theory. I just don't know if you're Harbaugh and you could go anywhere you want. What about Miami?
I think that
No state income
isn't
tax.
that's not
You,
egregious.
you can't forget about that.
I think the idea that Harbaugh can go wherever he wants is egregious. I mean, I think he definitely is one of the top candidates. I don't think he has the pick of the litter.
I think he does.
I don't know.
I don't think he's one of the top candidates, but I do think he has the pick of litter.
Dang.
So let's just work while we're talking about it. Who I'd put Stefanski over him. I think he's led his
Yep.
teams and coached an offense. But where do you guys go beyond that?
I'd take Saleh over him.
Yeah, I mean, I like Saleh.
I'd take Flores over him.
Has he had any interviews?
Raiders interviewed him.
Okay,
First interview.
nice. For some reason I thought I wasn't seeing his name. Yeah, I mean, I love Flores too. It just that's always the fluttery. Who knows?
Mike McDaniel.
I got Cam Ward in Dynasty. I'd be so ecstatic if McDaniel went to the Titans.
The only argument against Mike McDaniel is
He's
interviews.
gayish.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's not the right type of manly man. But his team was out of it, and they have like Tua to lead them, and they just fought the whole season.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's no
Wow.
evidence that he's not a good leader of men, really.
Yeah, I would want to hire him.
But obviously the optics of it, every time you start losing games, everyone's going to go, that guy's a fucking pussy. You guys
Yeah,
fucking suck.
look at his
Look
joggers.
at the way he talks and his stupid joggers. Dumbass.
His pants whack. The way he talks whack.
Dolphins just hired, Matt, remember the Packers guy's name?
He has two last names with a hyphen.
Yeah, two last name guy, Packers hyphen.
By the way, Raheem Morris was only the coach for 2 years.
Nice. Good call. Don't listen to me. Cardinals fire Gannon, no surprise there. Gannon got progressively
Yeah.
worse in each of the 4 seasons he was there. He came there or 3 seasons? He came there right after the Eagles Super Bowl. They got progressively worse. Their defense added talent. They still got worse. Statistically, it appears that Kyler's on the way out. Any thoughts on the Cards?
Just they didn't do enough this year. They were hit by a lot of injuries, but no reason to hold on to Gannon that much longer. Like, is he some ceiling guy that's going to take you somewhere?
No.
I really like Saleh too. The Cardinals.
I'd like any defensive hurrah guy.
I think that Saleh got gypped in
Yeah.
New York. I don't think he got a fair shot at it. I think that he was set up for failure. I think the Jets is a crippling organization. I think that I saw something about Dante Moore coming out, and the theory was if the Raiders can promise that they take him at 101, he would declare.
Oh.
If not, so essentially that
This
there
sounds
are
like some pie in the sky speculation.
that there are 31 teams Dante Moore would want to play for, and one of them is named. The one that's not is named the Jets.
I feel like the Jets right now, they got decent offensive line. I think, what's their guy from the Lions? Their OC, I think he showed enough. And it's like, yeah, it's really, I just don't think compared to top 3 overall pick scenarios, they have Garrett Wilson. They have more first round picks coming up. Like, I wouldn't hate it if I were a prospect.
I mean, it could be a Williams to the Bears situation where Caleb Williams really, on record, did not want to go to the Bears.
True.
And then
They hired Ben Johnson.
Eberflus gets fired. Ben Johnson comes in, and now Caleb Williams, top 5 maybe.
I know, because the rosters, you can change a coach in 1 year, but I think they have decent enough roster pieces on offense to build with.
Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson merchant, as far as I'm concerned.
I think they have a perfect marriage where they're kind of like a
Equal parts marriage.
yin yang 69 perfect formation
Right.
where they complement each other.
I've always thought that about me and you.
Yeah. No, I would say I'm more of a Ben Johnson.
That's
And you're
totally
more the
fair.
Caleb Williams.
And you could be
I'm
Caleb
a Caleb.
No,
I'm a,
who's the backup? That everyone was
Tyson Bagent.
Tyson Bagent.
That makes you Tyson Bagent.
Tyson Bagent.
No, you're
No.
Hey, but Ben Johnson did say that Tyson Bagent and him are built the exact same way. So I don't know what that means. but-
Can't be good for Tyson Bagent.
Titans let go of their guy Brian Callahan after a disastrous 2 seasons. They got Cam Ward there. They have the fourth pick.
Ford.
Yep.
4th pick, probably going to take an edge or a wide receiver. I would guess edge,
Yep.
given we got a stacked edge class coming up here. Titans
Yeah.
thoughts?
I
Made
like
sense.
offensive head coach. I like an offensive head coach for
McDaniel.
them. I think McDaniel
Makes sense.
has the sauce. I think he has the secret sauce.
I just want it because I have Cam Ward, but
but Jim Harbaugh's available. He's the best candidate.
John Harbaugh.
Oh, John, yeah.
I wouldn't mind John Harbaugh either. I feel like he could probably recruit some good coordinators in.
I'd hate that. My boy Alec would be gypped yet again.
I feel like I'm OC pilled, but like, if you're this good at being a head coach, I just have to pay respect to Harbaugh more than you guys.
My gosh.
No one watches the Titans, but Devondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons are both top 5 D tackles this year in PFF grade. Apparently, Sweat's been awesome.
I know. I think he talks about Simmons as an inspiration, and there was a joke Simmons made about this offseason where it's like he's working out with me this entire offseason because Devondre Sweat's known for like kind of being a little lazy, a little fat.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not letting him get out of shape the entire year.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's heat.
Is that everybody? Oh, wait.
Honestly, one of my favorite
Raiders.
teams to mock right now is the Titans.
Just like figuring out what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot. I think that outside of just pure capital for other teams, I think that they are in the best spot to fix their team with this draft class.
Yeah, I believe enough in their young quarterback to where if you start moving towards competency, then like a lot of things just get better all at once.
A lot of good wide receiver 2 options in this draft that they can build on in their wide receiver core. The Raiders fire Pete Carroll after one atrocious season. Didn't work whatsoever. Didn't provide
honestly,
a floor.
in the long run, the fact that they get a quarterback. I mean, they've been in the quarterback wilderness. I mean, you don't really count Derek Carr as like a guy. Maybe there was a point where he had some good seasons.
Yeah,
I'll give respect to him. But they've been in the quarterback wilderness for a while. Like honestly, this year worked out pretty well for them. Just like tank properly and get a number 1 overall pick. I mean, he's not the most crazy talented guy ever, but
Mendoza is more than you could ask for given the amount of scenarios that played out where had they won this last week and the Giants had lost out those last 2 games, the Giants would have had the first pick, and had the Jets lost one of those games, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a very easy chance they could have got the 3rd or 4th overall pick.
No, I think it worked out okay.
So that's all 8. Let's talk about
25%. I don't know if I brought that up yet. 25% of the league fired their head coaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another crazy stat.
Crazy.
Another couple things to highlight. Cliff Kingsbury fired with the Commanders.
Yep.
Really surprising. I've heard conflicting reports of whether it was Dan Quinn that wanted him out or it was ownership.
So what I heard about it was that did we talk about that, Miles? About how it's one of those franchises that have the NBA owners.
Yeah, Matt talked about
that. Yeah, because Josh Harris is also the primary owner for the 76ers.
Right.
And he had done that rebuild process where they like got Embiid and really tanked for a while. And so I think probably maybe just had some strong ideas of what. And the guy he hired to be like the main president.
The Warriors, former Warriors GM.
Okay, that's what it was. Like I think he had a basketball background.
Bob Myers.
Yep.
So the report was leaked out that when Ben Johnson, it seemed like he was leaning towards taking that job, and when he shut it down, it was like someone had reported that he said that they just seemed too much like basketball guys.
Idiots.
Yeah, and so I've heard again. I know a lot about football, and I have a lot of sources on the inside.
I've not seen any evidence to the contrary.
Well,
and what I've heard is that it was more of a Cliff Kingsbury's decision for himself to get out of there.
Oh,
that's
really?
What my gut says.
Yeah, that he was in like the front office was pushing for certain players to be played, and the coaches didn't believe that gave them the best chance to win.
Oh, like younger guys maybe?
Yep, and it was really bad this year when things started to go south, and he was just done.
What, like Jalen Lane, was he like a 3rd or 4th rounder for them? I don't think he played at all.
Not much.
Nope.
Got some return game work.
Even though they had like Terry McLaurin was out.
They had Debo.
Josh Grizzard, the Buccaneers had 2 head coaches at OC get hired back-to-back years, and Dave Canales and Liam Cohen. Then they had Grizzard was already on the team as the passing game coordinator. So they, when you're Todd Bowles, you're like, oh man, this guy knows how to find offensive coordinator candidates.
Just trust.
Sometimes it's just random. Grizzard didn't have a great year. Baker played way worse than the previous years. So he's one and done for Grizzard. Oh, another thing to highlight, they kept Todd Bowles.
Oh,
Mhm.
So they just extended Bowles this past offseason to like a 4 or 5 year contract.
Oh, so
and
it's like a money thing.
probably the Buccaneers ownership group isn't super loaded.
Okay.
So it seems like they had 5 years on his contract and they wanted to just ride it out, which is a terrible argument, but it's a reality.
I wonder.
Just like Zach Taylor.
Maybe the front office agreed that it wasn't a coach's problem; it was a player's problem. Maybe
Well,
the
they
front
fi-
office was like, Todd Bowles, he is the man.
I think they fired. I don't know if they fired the DC too. I thought I had heard that.
I think they fired their DC too.
Trying to think. Oh, the Lions fired John Morton, so they still had that was their offensive coordinator.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
They had a pretty good year on offense, not like nearly what they were the year before. But obviously Dan Campbell didn't like enough what he was seeing from Morton.
he took over play calling.
Yeah.
in
Oh
like
yeah.
Week 12.
Yep.
McDaniel just interviewed today to be the Lions OC.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll wait
Gosh,
until the
that'd be
playoff
heat,
teams start
dude.
hiring.
It's so
That'd be
interesting to try and track what coaches are interviewing everywhere, but it's so hard.
Yeah,
There's like thousands of like permutations of what
Mhm.
could possibly happen.
right. So do you want to talk about which head coaches we think fit best at each place?
Yeah.
Lastly,
Or actually,
the Cowboys fired Matt Eberflus too.
thank God.
Yeah.
The Flus is loose.
It's crazy. He did good with the Colts, and he honestly did okay with the Bears. I think he just needs very specific players because he can only do one thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you don't have the right players for him, he just can't adjust at all.
Cowboys had one of the worst ever defenses, like
Yeah.
statistically ever this
But
year.
then they brought in more guys, and it just didn't
Didn't get
help.
better.
Yeah. Yikes.
yeah.
I think we should go through and rank them based on desirability. It doesn't have to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just
Yeah.
you can just start somewhere, and then better or worse.
Yep.
All right, Miles, hit us with one.
The top or the bottom?
Uh,
Scare.
I like both.
Little.
Bingo.
Let's start off with the Atlanta Falcons. Kind of a middling franchise here. You can go in a lot of different directions.
Well, compared to who?
every other job.
No. Like got the Atlanta Falcons. Put one up against it. Is that better or worse? Which one would you rather have?
Let's do Falcons Dolphins.
No quarterback on either team.
I'd rather have the Falcons.
Drake London, Bijan,
Defense,
James
dude.
Pierce, Jalen Walker.
Pile Kits.
Yeah, I
Kyle
think he's a
Pitts.
free agent.
He's a free agent. They can tag him though for like $12 million.
Oh yeah, I mean the
'Cause
tight
its
end tag
tight
is
end numbers
pretty
are so low. Yeah. To me, the Falcons is a much more attractive situation talent-wise.
Yeah, I think.
Mhm.
In terms of ownership, the Dolphins definitely, given they spend more on infrastructure and everything that than pretty much every other team.
Mhm.
The Falcons
State
have a
income
track
tax.
record of hiring or firing guys every 2 or 3 years now, including their GMs. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to walk into Atlanta with an expectation to win, relying on Michael Penix's knees and just Cousins to fill in and just be like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, really, it seems like Pierce trade up actually wasn't a disaster because that pick's going to end up being around where they ended up trading up for him, which
Didn't he lead rookies in sacks this
led
year?
Yeah.
rookies in sacks, led rookies in pressures, or
Right.
after Carter. Carter this year only had 4 sacks, but his PFF grades and his analytics were as basically a superstar already, despite
Yeah.
not having elite production.
I know his time to pressure I think was lowest in the league.
Yeah, I think he led rookies in quick pressures too.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny how much
Sacks.
sacks are just kind of like nefarious. Like it's hard to know if they're real or not.
just like
you know?
picks for corners.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just the first. Like whenever you're going to talk about a player, the first number you're going to list for a pass rusher is sacks. The first
Yeah.
number you're going to list for any kind of back end guy is picks. It's just like
Yeah.
the first identifiable number thing you can go
Stupid.
to. Like this is what happened.
So where we're going on it?
I strongly would prefer the Falcons, given they have Walker and Pierce. They have a veteran offensive line. I like their receiving options. Obviously, it's just Mooney after London. I think London's a legit wide receiver 1. Obviously, Bijan's unbelievable.
I think the
Um,
roster's fine, but it's just not bottomed out.
Mhm.
They have guys.
Yeah.
Some guys.
Yeah,
I'm going Atlanta.
Yeah, I would too.
they're in a really nice division.
I
too.
think the reason the Dolphins were competent was maybe
Yeah.
McDaniel.
I agree. I don't have very little belief in any of their rosters talent.
All right, Atlanta up against who?
Atlanta up against the Tennessee Titans.
I'm still going Atlanta, but I'm not out
Yeah.
on Tennessee.
Let's
Like I
shuffle
said,
through the Titans' talent quick and talk
Yeah.
about potential So we think OC there, or general offensive guy there, right? Doesn't really make sense to go defensive coordinator and raise the ceiling. All you care about, just like the Bears last year, is developing the quarterback, establishing a floor on offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer they go offense, but besides Stefanski, McDaniel, I wouldn't want Kingsbury, maybe Monken if that were a world that you. But like, I wouldn't force offense. I mean, you could go defense if you have to.
Latham, the tackle they took at 7,
Oh yeah.
has not been very good analytics-wise.
Mhm.
Apparently, it seems like his foot speed is just not what it takes to be a tackle. People think he'd be a good guard, but after spending that high of a draft pick,
Yeah.
and also signing what's his name from the Steelers for $20 million, Dan Moore,
Yep.
their tackle combo is just pretty meh,
Atrocious,
like
yeah.
bottom 10
Yeah.
in the NFL for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of locked in for a while now since they took Latham. He's on a rookie deal, and they have Moore for I think 2 more years.
I'd still be curious to see if you got a more competent scheme, if some of those guys could be used slightly differently, and it's like not quite as bad as it looks. But
It seems
it's
like
hard to
DK's been Debo Samuel-esque this year in terms
Yeah,
of
he's-
after the catch stuff. He
he's
had great
looked good.
production down the stretch.
I've watched a lot of Titans, and DK to me is he's an all right slot receiver, but he's gonna make his money on special teams.
Yeah.
That is, I think that once they get everything in place, DK isn't gonna be their guy.
Yeah, I don't think DK is like a needle mover at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like hey Alec,
Hey,
good X receiver, wide receiver 2,
Mhm.
someone that you don't hate having out there, but you're not going to funnel the game
finished
through.
4th in yards for rookies.
Yeah, I wonder if that has to do with the competition on the
Nope.
roster.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
That can't be right.
No,
yeah,
can't be
gotcha.
right. But if you go based off purely production,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 2nd round draft pick right there.
There's one
Yeah.
thing that's for sure. If there was a redraft today, Io Manor would go higher. No question about it.
It'd go Io Manor.
Yeah, pick 1 overall.
Cam Ward.
Honestly, it doesn't matter after that. I would just buy a manner.
Yeah, every after that isn't.
All right. Anywho's is
Afterthought.
Atlanta. I'm taking
I
Atlanta.
think I'd pick the Titans because I just think they have potential for having a top 15 quarterback in a year or 2 from now.
Yeah.
And even if Falcons have a good roster, that might just make it harder to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Expectations are low too.
Yeah.
right. There's a lot of legit dudes who view Ward as a potential guy. Like
Yeah.
that's a pretty common take among
Yeah.
guys who follow football
So
closely.
yeah, just from the film breakdowns I've watched from legit dudes, and I see some of his like the pocket collapses so quickly, and he can adjust his arm angle with crazy anticipation and find a guy in a window. It's like that seems pretty quarterbacky to me.
I've also heard from at least 2 analysts that they would still take Ward over Mendoza and Moore in this class, which
Oh.
I personally disagree with. We'll get to draft,
Yeah.
which I'm amped about. My favorite time of the year is
Yeah.
draft time.
Me too, brother.
But something to keep in mind. Smart guys think that Ward's above
Yep.
those guys.
Yeah.
But I'm Atlanta. Matt's Tennessee. You're
Atlanta.
Okay. Atlanta survives.
All right. Falcons versus the New York Giants. The Giants went 4-13 this year. They went 2-0 in their last 2 games to absolutely squash their chances at the number 1 overall pick and ability to trade down and get more first-round assets to use it to create the rest of their roster. They're sitting there at 5, I think, in a position to take not an edge, even though it's a loaded edge class. They got Caleb's Downs
That
there.
I mean, we can dive into the draft class later, but
They'll take a receiver probably.
they have an option at receiver, and
Fano.
I've seen Fano go early as 3.
Yep, Fano could go 3, could go 5, but I would think he'd be a target there trying to build around Dart.
I mean, but you could essentially have your choice between one of the best receivers in the class, or Arvell Reese, or Reuben Bain.
I just don't think they would go to edge. I don't think that makes any sense for them. They already have Thibodeau, Burns, and Carter.
No, it doesn't make any sense. But they could. I think Reese would change
They'd have him play
the
linebacker
fundamentals
probably.
of any offense going against them. He would be an instant.
Can you take a linebacker at 5, though?
I just think.
Oh, linebacker edge. Yeah.
I
but
think
he's not going to play edge for them.
No, but the thing is, he's by far the best contained linebacker I have watched on film.
In years,
By
yeah.
far.
He's an
I
insane
just
By
think
far.
why would you not take Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Spencer Fano when you have a young quarterback?
Or Downs.
I would honestly, I would sure up the offensive line. That's what I would do.
Tackles are the hardest asset to find.
Yeah.
Besides
But if
quarterback.
Fano's gone, I wouldn't
Yeah,
reach
but
for it. though.
Fano's not a Membu or Will Campbell or a
Fashanu.
Joe Alt was the name I wanted. But
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not at that level, but anyways, we'll talk about draft later on. Giants' sick defensive line.
Yep.
0 back 7 talent. Their number one corner right now is Deontay Banks. He's been terrible analytically. Little safety talent, no linebackers. They have one very good offensive tackle who struggled with health, Andrew Thomas.
Yep.
Scatterby.
I think Illuminor was okay for them. That's part of the reason I wouldn't want to force Spencer Fano if you don't need to.
Yeah. Is it Luminor? Where did he come from? Where did he sign from? You remember? Well, whatever.
I don't know.
Dart's sitting there. Dart is, I think, going into the next season, perhaps the most, depending on what kind of head coach they hire, perhaps the most interesting asset in dynasty, fantasy, and just football in general.
Yeah.
You can go into so many different directions, whether or not you think that he's, based on his numbers this year, if you had projected over his numbers over a full season, he had 34 touchdowns, 7 picks, 3,400 passing yards, and like 600 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Sounds like a star statistically.
If you knew he was going to be a starter for 7 years, he'd definitely be the highest dynasty asset of any of these young quarterbacks in that class.
Something about those stats that I think a lot of it requires more context. It's like Jameis throws a lot of touchdowns, but that's because Jameis Winston is always playing from behind.
Dude, where's the party at? It's at Jamie's house.
Jameis.
Dude, I always say, someone's like pronounced it that way, and I was like, yeah,
it's a more fun way to say it.
I am going to say Jameis forever.
Yeah. That front four though is just disgusting in terms of talent and the track record of teams with incredible front fours being able to build a playoff defense without much else.
Yeah.
And it just seems like if you have any kind of scheme defensively, you can just build a base out of getting a good pass rush and then just figuring out everything else with deception in the back end.
Yeah, between Neighbors and Andrew Thomas, and I don't think their offensive line was completely piss poor. I'd put them above the Falcons or the Titans. I'm so quarterback pilled, and I do believe that Cam Ward can be a top half the league quarterback, so it's hard to say. But I think I'd put the Giants opening as more attractive than any we talked about so far.
Connor still goes Atlanta.
Really? What? Does Dart mean nothing to you? I guess you're not. He's not on the mic. I'm not. Okay. So I'm gonna go get a beer and then act like I'm not gonna be part of the conversation, and then try to be a part of the conversation when I'm not on the mic.
All right. All I'm saying is that if I was a head coach and I was trying to look for a position to go into, Jackson Dart doesn't play that big of a role. I think that a lot of his production was solely because of how Daboll used him. And I don't think how Daboll used him is a sustainable way
I think
to have a franchise quarterback.
He showed
in the
enough
league.
to, like, with the Falcons, to me, you have no one. Like, Penix there's a chance he could be sub-competent, but his knee is like dead, and he can't play for a lot of next year.
Penix is no.
Yeah, so you're completely quarterback wilderness, whereas Dart is. There's a 39% chance that you like him going forward.
I'd say 37.
The thing is, with that team and the assets they have in Atlanta, you can sign a flyer. You can sign a.
You have
Jones.
Abdul Carter and Brian Burns and Andrew Thomas and Malik Neighbor. You have the core.
Okay.
You have
Dexter Lawrence.
elite Dexter Lawrence. You have elite
I want to
players.
make it clear. It's not like I'm like, oh, Atlanta by a mile.
You're a fraud. Fraud watch.
Fraud watch. I'm putting Connor on it.
I don't believe in Dart long term, but that doesn't mean that he won't have success. I just at a gut level don't think he'll ever be good.
Yeah.
But obviously this year was.
But I think as a head coach, he could set the floor to where maybe he won't get fired in the first couple of years if he can play enough.
Mara
That's
has
a
a
good
track
point,
record of keeping guys for a long time too.
Yep.
The one problem there is whether like Joe Shane's still there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Shane's recent draft track record has been decent, but just purely because of the Hard Knocks thing, I don't believe in him as a person. I don't respect him or trust him.
I was listening to a podcast lately, and someone smarter than me mentioned how it's probably overblown a GM's importance when a coach is picking a team to coach for, and that the thing they care about more is who is the quarterback and who is the owner.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like maybe Shane gets another year or maybe he doesn't. But like Joe Shane, he seems like he's just a nice enough guy. Like maybe he can make some mistakes, but like if you're a good coach and you believe in your ability to, like, you get to scout somewhat too. Like I don't think he's the thing that's going to stop you. if you like John Mara and you like Jackson Dart.
I hear you. I'm taking Atlanta by 1.
2 out of 3 majority rules. Giants advance.
Heck
Let's put the Giants over here to the side.
Let's put the Raiders towards the bottom.
What do you mean Atlanta off to the side?
No, the Giants advance
Yeah. So why are we throwing them to the side?
because we're going back down to the bottom of the class, and we are going to compare the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm not putting the Cardinals that far down. I mean,
Oh, Raiders. Mendoza. You get a rookie.
So let's talk about Matt. I think that's totally valid. Let's evaluate everything else besides quarterback. Connor?
I like Arizona over the Raiders. It feels like the Raiders have a lot of pressure. I think that the idea of taking a job where the head coach of past only was there for 1 year, not a very inviting sign for me.
Before that, Pierce there for a year and a half?
I mean, he might have been the interim, and then he got the
He got the
extension.
job for a year, I think.
Yeah.
That's 2 coaches fired in
Raiders-
the course of 2 years.
Raiders talent-wise,
Technically 3.
yep. Raiders talent-wise, Crosby, who could be traded for 2 firsts, or you can try and build around him in the draft. They got Spytek, who's a Brady guy, Brady running the show. Genty on offense, Bowers on offense, who are both premium assets. Bowers more valuable in my eyes. Genty, a S-tier example of why you should build offensive line before you build around running back.
Mhm.
Cardinals are sitting there. They just took Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, who had good film when he wasn't hurt. In the center, they have Will Johnson on the outside.
Johnson.
They got Budda Baker on the back end, who's aging quickly. They have a premium left tackle in Paris Johnson Jr. They got from Ohio State a few years back as a top 5 pick or something like that. Or they
6.
traded back in the Will Anderson draft to get him
He
at
was
6.
6.
Not a bunch of O-line talent besides that. Harrison Jr. has been underwhelming. Michael Wilson. God is on.
watch.
God
Trey
is on.
McBride.
Dog watch.
Oh, McBride. I
Trey
forgot.
McBride.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
McBride. McBride. I wonder. It'd be interesting to think about. Quick little side exercise because I'm fascinated by this. How many other, if you're building the franchise right now and drafting guys, how many wide receivers would you take ahead of Trey McBride?
Maybe like 10.
Neighbors.
It's gonna take too long. We're gonna miss a guy.
Faber starting 1. Heck yeah. I'd like to hear that.
To me, like you have like Garrett. You have Garrett. When you start getting to a list where it's like Roma Dunze might be close enough to McBride.
No.
Salaries don't they don't pay these guys.
McBride doesn't get paid either. He's got a fucking tiny contract compared to some of these wide receivers.
For now.
I mean, they just signed him to extension last year.
I mean, honestly, the tight end position is so volatile.
Like Jerry Jeudy gets paid 20. Calvin Ridley just got paid $26 million. a year. So I'm not saying. I just think it's probably more than you think. And I'm not saying Jerry Jeudy or Calvin Ridley you would want, but GMs are paying him more.
McBride, 4 years for 76.
So 19.
Nice math, Matt. I was going to do it on the fucking computer. I couldn't figure it out. All that being said, I'm with Matt in his original point about Mendoza. You're totally right. It just comes down to quarterback. I wanted to talk about everything else so we get a bigger
And
picture.
I remember the final 6 weeks of 2024. People were like, the Raiders' offensive line kind of started to cook there.
Yeah.
And then Pete Carroll's son came in. Like, I think there's a world where it was like they have DJ Glaze and Jackson Powers Johnson, and there's other names that are just normal names that I don't know what they are. But I just think there's a world where if you're a competent head coach and you come in, they bottomed out because Pete Carroll's staff was bunk. I don't know what happened there. I don't think it wasn't Carroll's idea to hire Kelly. I think it was Brady. And then it's just I think it just blew up. And I don't think it's probably quite as bad as you might think.
I still don't like it. And keep in mind, I'm going from, this isn't a organization rank. This is a desirability.
Yeah.
I don't like the question marks, the volatility of that position.
Well, here's my question for you. If you come in and who do you want to be what coach do you want to be coming into the Cardinals?
To the Cardinals?
Yeah, say if you're Saleh.
Yeah.
Can I ask you that? What do you do with the quarterback? Like if Kyler's still getting paid $50 million
Do you want to know what I do
a
with the
year?
quarterback?
Yeah.
Sign Malik Willis.
So would you try to see if you could get Kyler on the
bridge.
trade market?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean that, or you keep him.
Yeah. It's just I think he's still at I don't know, $50 million a year. I have to look at his over the cap, but
Yeah. But I mean,
Kyler's got a bunch of dead money.
I mean, I don't know how much is still guaranteed to be paid on it, but I think if I was Saleh, I wouldn't be as concerned about the quarterback situation.
If you cut him, it's 54 dead million. Dead million. If you cut him, it's 54 dead cap. If you trade him, it's only 18.
Somebody will give up some sort of asset.
Someone
for
will-
Kyler.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
there's a chance you could trade him, get like a maybe it's only a third or a fourth. Maybe it's nothing crazy, but just get him off the cap.
All that being said, which job would you take, Connor?
I would take Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking landslide. I would take the Raiders 100 times out of 100
Yeah.
personally.
I think the Cardinals roster is a couple ticks above.
Yep.
But the quarterback wilderness is so terrifying if you're a head coach.
So something interesting. This could be a whole episode of its own. But I was seeing that quarterback prospects coming out now aren't nearly as good as they were before, solely because the college offenses have been made very plug and play.
Oh yeah.
Mendoza runs a pro style offense.
Yes, but has he? So Mendoza transferred to Indiana
From Cal.
from
James.
Cal. Got into the offense and was able to run it from year one. That in and of itself, run it very well. That in and of itself tells me that offense is plug and play. You can't have a complicated offense and bring in 40 new people every year. You can't do it.
Yeah,
It's a one.
Guys do
can.
it at the NFL level all the time.
Yes, but not at college. That's what I'm saying.
They brought in a bunch
Well,
of new
I'm
guys
not
that made it
saying
work.
it's not as complex as the NFL, but I think it's probably more complex than some college
And-
offenses.
All that to say, that doesn't mean I'm knocking Mendoza down at all. Doesn't mean
You think he's shit?
I'm just
You
saying.
hate him.
I'm just saying that I'm curious to see how these quarterbacks start panning out, solely because when they're playing on 5 teams in 5 years,
Yeah.
they never really learn an offense. They're just playing football.
I think you're right that he's not a sure hit either. How much more of a sure hit is he than signing Malik Willis for $18 million or whatever he might
I'm
get?
a Mendoza believer. I think he's the guy.
Yeah, the only counter to what I just said was Jackson Dart. There's remember that clip with him with Gruden where Gruden's like how do you snap the ball, and he's like clap, and he's like
That's
okay, do
so
you have anything else? And he's like clap.
Yeah, make it.
It's like that's what I'm talking about. Everything is just like you can't have nuances.
I just think Mendoza's a different level of processor before and after the snap. He's already making pre-snap adjustments. He had a bunch of success at Cal last year with a terrible offensive line. I believe in him as a floor raiser in every aspect of it. Indiana's talent around him, they don't have even top 50 talent in college football right now in terms of recruiting class. They have guys in the transfer portal. I personally just think Mendoza is a real floor raiser and a guy who presents a floor as an offense, as someone who can come in right away. Obviously doesn't give a shit about anything besides football. He's just a fucking nerd. He's going to come in, learn the offense well, and operate at a high level from the start. But that's my personal belief.
Yeah. But that doesn't change my answer. I think solely based off of giving myself the most security in a job, I'm going Arizona.
Yeah, I think it's defensible.
Matt, Raiders, Cardinals.
I'd go Raiders.
So,
Raiders.
Falcons. You go Raiders?
No. I'm going Falcons.
Raiders,
Did
Falcons.
we do this one? Oh no, we did Giants.
Yep, the Giants won, the Falcons won.
I'd go Raiders. I'm just QB built. If you have a good roster, you end up paying them, and then you max out your
You're right. You have a point.
Like,
Just
you
because I
just
like
start-
the guys doesn't mean
you
that
just start paying them, and then
Yeah.
you can't pay other players because you paid the guys you have are good. Whereas if you have no players, like free agency sucks, but you can add other.
Falcons obviously have probably 3 tiers level higher of a roster around them. Defensive talent. They got Bates in the back end, and Watts from Notre Dame last year has been really good as a safety first year. London's better than any receiver the Raiders have. Pitts isn't Bowers, but he's good. Bijan's even better than Genty. Better offensive line there. Great infrastructure in general besides quarterback. All that being said,
Don't even say it.
I'd go the Raiders too.
Okay, it's a success-driven league. It's a what have you done for me recently league. No one cares about how bad the roster is. People care about whether you win or lose.
What's your point?
Yeah, and you win with a quarterback.
How long do you think it takes for you to have a playoff team in Las Vegas?
They're going to have a last place schedule.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, easy.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
If you're a good enough head coach. What are you going to do with the Cardinals? Take the 3-win team that they are and turn them in with what quarter? Malik Willis?
What are you going to do with the
Malik
Falcons?
Willis.
Oh, sorry, Falcons.
The
Same,
Falcons,
yeah,
yeah.
same thing. Malik
Same
Willis
thing.
for the Falcons.
No, the thing is, I think that if whoever gets that Atlanta job next year, I think that team, even with Kirk Cousins, is a playoff team. I think they are a playoff team. I don't think you have to do that much as a head coach to
Maybe
get that team
because
to
of
the
the
playoffs.
NFC South.
You
Yes.
got Mendoza on 5 years of rookie contract. Just start off. The Falcons aren't going to be able to bobbing out and get even a top 8 pick for a while because their roster is already so competent. Probably they have no avenue at a real long-term asset at quarterback, and if they do, it's a dice roll, whether it's Willis or Mac Jones or whatever. I just think Matt's quarterback pill philosophy is just kind of the way the NFL is now.
But what if he's a Zach Wilson? What if he isn't good?
I am 1,000% positive he's better than Zach Wilson.
I mean, okay, Zach Wilson, bad comp, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even how bad the infrastructure is around him. I think he's such a floor raiser, and I believe in his talent in terms of just processing and doing things at an NFL level of sitting in the pocket and reading like defenses in a way that Jackson Dart could never. I just really think Mendoza is going to be an NFL quarterback for 10 to 12 years.
What if they take Dante Moore?
I mean, I'm a huge Moore guy. We'll get into that in the future. Moore's a higher upside play, but I think right away Mendoza presents the much higher floor in terms of just building your franchise out from the start.
I agree.
To me, it's just it could be any number 1 overall quarterback. I don't know enough about Mendoza. It's just the principle of like, then your owner's like, yeah, you won 5 games this year, but that quarterback, he showed a couple flashes, didn't he? And you're like, yeah, he really did show some flashes. I see big things coming for him in the future. And it could be all BS, but you're kind of insulated by like this traditional development pipeline that you could say you're on, even if you're not. Like,
You want to know who that worked really well for?
who?
Brian Daboll.
Yeah, but he coached for 4 years.
Okay, yes, but he drafted a guy and he
But
bet
I
the
don't
house
think he's a
on
very
him.
good coach. Like I think the reason he got fired is because he's not a good enough coach.
I think that's why Harbaugh got fired. But
Super Bowl winning,
player-driven team,
amazing.
player-led team.
How do you think you get a player-led team? You have to like
you have
build
Ray
a
Lewis?
culture where players love to play, they love to get there in the morning, and they care so much to win that they start leading each other.
Yeah.
Okay, Raiders, Browns.
Oh my goodness, I put the Browns at the lowest.
That's yuck.
They have Deshaun Watson for $80 million and then $50 million the next 2 years. They cannot get out of it.
This isn't any logic. For what it's worth, NFL.com ranking has the Browns as the 3rd best opening and the
What?
Raiders as the 8th best opening.
I do really like.
It's just Myles Garrett.
Well, and Schlesinger
Graham.
and Mason.
Their
Graham.
offensive line is all 30 years old, playing terribly. They don't have a single piece.
They're trying to
Yeah.
tank Matthew.
Yeah, so you're going to bring in, and your offense is going to be 28 through 32, and then you
Yep.
might get them a couple more guys, and now it's going to be 22 to 32. And you get fired in 2 years.
Connor, Browns, Raiders.
Who is your quarterback going to be? You have 80 million and then 50. Right now, they're paying Deshaun Watson like 20 million this year. They have to pay him 80 next year,
Calm
or
down.
you can push it down I'm just telling you, the Browns is terrible.
No, dude, we gotta let Matt cook. Let Matt cook. Let that passion
Brown-
out, dude.
the
This
Br- I'm
podcast is
going-
at its best, and we are fucking
I
letting
am
it
going
rip.
with the Raiders.
We have to learn how to approach
but
conflict.
but again, it's not by a mile. I think it's pretty close.
You're going to have Shadur Sanders throwing footballs up his own ass for 2 years, and then you're going to get fired.
You could bring in someone else. They can trade for
How-
Kyler. I don't know.
Yeah, trade for Kyler. And you'll pay Kyler $40 million. You'll pay Deshaun Watson $80 million.
Or you make use
Myles
of
Garrett
Deshaun
for
Watson's
40.
contract.
make use of it. Oh,
Yeah.
make him play?
Yeah.
And get fired.
Yeah,
it's a
Washington's
terrible,
fucking terrible.
It's a terrible job opening.
Let's take the Raiders. That brings us to our top candidate. We moved the Giants up as our top team. And then I think a level above every other opening, kind of inarguably, if anyone wants to make an argument in any other way, that's fine. The Ravens. Sitting here with a
It's
roster who I picked as the Super Bowl winner this past year. They have a 6 secondary. After they signed Jair, I was like, damn, obviously Jair's washed. They got Humphrey sitting there, Nate Wiggins. They have Kyle Hamilton. They have
Roquan.
Namdi Madubuike down the middle, coming off an injury.
Roger Rosengarten. He's their right tackle.
They just traded for Alohi Gilman, who's been solid at free safety for them, allowing to
Malachi
move
Starks.
Hamilton back into the box. Starks, who was a great first-round pick for them. Really solid secondary. Edge is questionable right now, but they have a track record of making it work without 2 elite edges. And then on offense, Flowers, who was very productive, the 7th fantasy receiver this year. Andrews, likely. Henry on the back end.
Okay,
Lamar.
Andrews and Likely,
They're fine.
they're okay.
Andrews
They're
getting old and likely is just he's a receiving tight
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
and It's like he was fun when he was young.
I think the Ravens probably have a top 6 tight end room.
I
Oh yeah.
very disagree with that.
I'm not going to ask you to name the rooms ahead of them.
Bears.
I could. I could name the rooms ahead of them, but I
Let's
won't.
hear it. Let's hear it.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Raiders.
Bowers and Mayer.
Bears.
Bears.
Loveland Komet.
You just go Niners. You'd go Cardinals. You'd go Packers. Like if you have an all pro-ish guy, that makes your room better to me.
All right.
Just
What
'cause
about
just
after
you have
that?
2 mid tight ends doesn't make the room great.
I agree with Connor, but I still think it's a plus room. Like it's helping your offense.
Yeah, they're okay.
So they're about
They're
6.
good.
They're about 6.
They're
They're
right.
good. I could probably keep going. I think you'd take. I'd have to study the rosters.
I know
Don't
it's a stupid thing. I think the lesson is that the Ravens are going to have their pick of the litter, especially given their franchise stability of keeping fucking
Dude,
Harbaugh for 18 years.
I think Stefanski should go there.
The one thing about that, so I don't know if it's sort of actually deter me from it, but seeing it's a player-led organization.
Why is that a negative?
No,
I'm just astounded by that. Yeah, our players really
I'm
care
just
and they
kidding.
want to win really bad.
Just kidding.
It must be a terrible
Hey,
coach.
coach-led organization. Anyway,
Yeah. Coach, what do I do at practice today?
Literally.
Oh, do I hit him?
Some other things that my league sources have told me.
League sources.
You're locked in, obviously.
Locked in.
We've established that.
They couldn't practice in the mornings or after a certain time in the evening solely because Lamar didn't want to.
Oh, I was seeing stuff about this.
And
He doesn't
Harbaugh
like practice.
it's a player he lets the players lead. And so they didn't practice in the mornings or at night.
Interesting. I haven't seen that specifically, but I have seen the practice discussion of Lamar wanting like more time off and
Any finishing thoughts on head coach openings? You want to talk about Fitz?
Ravens. Oh yeah, let's go through like a couple. So Harbaugh, we think is at least good. Stefanski, we think is great. McDaniel, we like Minter, we like Flores.
Salah.
Chris Shula, it seems like the Rams have started to play worse the last 6 weeks. So it seems like his name is kind of not being mentioned as much.
Campanile, my guy.
Yeah. Well, the Jags are like 6th in DVOA on defense.
Yeah. They have a bunch of guys who have improved film-wise this year, too.
I had heard it mentioned before, and then you brought him on the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, it's a good throw him out there. But now I've heard even more. It's like, no, the Jags defense went from like almost all the same guys from like 28th to like 6th.
Do you want to play a stupid 5-minute game where we pick a head coach for each team?
Yeah.
Sure.
Should we start from the
Is
top
it
or the bottom?
consensus or is it?
Yeah, we got to
individuals?
start from the top.
Start from the top. The Ravens.
Can you do repeats?
No.
No.
So yes, and so we have to go from the top.
I think it's going to be Stefanski or
Yeah.
Minter.
I think Stefanski.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Minter coached there for 4 years.
Mhm.
They had Mike McDonald leave the organization, go build an elite team with a defense first mindset. Minter calls a very similar style defense.
Mhm.
And
Raise the floor
used
for the
to be-
Chargers
and
D.
They're like It's the owner's been there a long time. The GM has been in the organization since 2000, I think, too. I don't know what the I bet there's odds out there somewhere. There's odds for everything.
Minter's like a 43% favorite last time I checked for the Ravens head coach opening. That was before McDaniel got fired.
Did you put a bet on it?
Can you find odds for all these?
Dude, there's
Yes,
odds for
they're not
everything.
super reliable because they're on Kalshi, which is user driven,
Oh, okay.
but they're somewhat reliable.
But I imagine the users are the people who are watching the reports at least the closest, closer than we are able to right now.
Obviously, there's sharps out there who are trying to take advantage.
Okay.
Of
Well, I can
efficiencies.
if it's on Kalshi, I can also try and get access to it.
So
What do we want to lock in, Minter or Stefanski?
I would personally say Minter.
Are we predicting or what we would do?
Okay, I think that is very important to establish.
Let's
I-
do what
I
we
say
would
we-
do.
I say we predict.
Let's predict.
We're not.
Yep.
I don't think we're smart
No,
enough to
'cause
pick
if-
our own coaches. That like
Speak for yourself.
If I
Or like
if
we
I was
are, but-
predicting, I wouldn't choose Stefanski. That's the big deal there.
But then again, if we're gonna get these Kalshi things, then that might give it away. What's gonna happen? Maybe we don't need to check Kalshi.
Whatever. So the Ravens right now. Oh, this is stupid.
Let's like do what we would do, but like in the idea of like if we went into their I don't know, so like a mixture. Like it's a prediction, but at the same time, it's hard to predict, so it's gonna fall back on what we think is smartest.
Love it. Minter.
I like it. I think it makes sense.
Yep, let's go with it.
Minter. Okay. Let's go to the New York Giants.
We had them as the second best kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Harbaugh mentioned with them. I think it makes sense.
I've also heard Stefanski.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a clip of Jackson Dart at the game last night, the Ole Miss game.
Oh yeah.
Alleged lip reading.
I know. I tried.
I didn't see it.
I thought maybe it was. Did you see this, Miles?
I was like,
Tell him.
I did not see it come out of his mouth, but I guess
thought maybe.
lip readers did. So essentially, there's a guy that's talking to Jackson Dart. The camera's facing Dart. There's a guy facing away from the camera, and they're talking, and you see the guy like says something, like hits Jackson Dart on the arm, and Jackson Dart goes, bro, I don't know, Harbaugh or Stefanski. But I didn't see Harbaugh or Stefanski come out of his mouth.
You're
But every lip
You're
reader.
jealous because you're not a good lip reader.
Apparently, yeah, Matt saw it.
Yeah, oh, no, That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
We need to get John Boy on it.
Dude, yeah,
John Boy needs to
exactly.
break it down.
Exactly.
Given Mara and their
It looked like
preference,
Stefanski.
Yeah.
given Mara their preference for stability, and I feel like a guys who's proven, they've taken a bunch of guys who were first-time head coaches before this. Joe Judge, failure. Dayball, failure. It
Yep.
feels like they're going to go stability and trying to set a floor as a franchise. I feel like Harbaugh makes a lot of sense there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would still choose Stefanski, but that's just me picking.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're trying to be Mara, I think Harbaugh might be a better guess for what might happen.
Harbaugh to the Giants. That brings us to the Falcons at 3, sitting there. Feels like they're a defensive coordinator team, given they don't have a quarterback to develop and a bunch of offensive tools. I mean, tools that we use,
Yeah.
but it feels like DC. I don't
I
think
feel like Stefanski's going to want a quarterback on the team he goes to.
I got a long shot for this one.
Stefanski makes way more sense with a young quarterback to me. What are you thinking, Connor?
Halfley. I think if Halfley's going to get a job, this is the one that it's like the most ideal for him.
Well, I'll just throw this in now. The Dolphins hired their GM from the Packers organization, so there's thought, why would they fire McDaniel? It must be because this GM knows who he wants a head coach, or at least feels some sort of confidence.
But didn't we just go through how they said they're going to stick with McDaniel, and then if candidates open up, then we'll start looking at it, and then they
Yeah.
fired.
I would just guess that this Packers guy, forget his name, John something.
Jeff Halfley.
No, he was the director of player personnel with the Packers,
John Hyphen.
and now he's
How'd you you haven't heard of this guy and you just pulled that?
Yeah.
Did you look it up?
No, John Hyphen. Matt said his last name was hyphenated.
oh yeah,
John. I was like,
Oh,
Heifer.
bro,
That
you
sounds
don't-
right.
You don't know John Hyphen?
No, John Eric Sullivan.
John Eric Sullivan. So he's the new Dolphins GM. I just feel like there's got to be at least some level of conversation.
You've never heard of this guy? You just
John
pulled
Heifer? I'm
that?
like, fuck, I'm a casual. I don't know John Heifer.
some conversation about who his head coach is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So people were mentioning Harbaugh. I don't know why that would be. I could see it. Halfley would make sense with the Falcons.
Yeah.
I could see him going to the Dolphins too.
Saleh, I think I like Saleh
Yeah.
for Atlanta too. I think I'm on Miles' train of a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on Stefanski. I don't think he's going to go
No.
to the Falcons, but
I
I'd
agree.
like any of those DCs.
Halfley?
You want to lock in Halfley?
Let's do Halfley.
Okay. Awesome.
Begrudgingly.
Bear down, baby.
That brings us to the Miami Dolphins. Halfley's gone. They're sitting there with no quarterback. Feels like DC raised the floor, but they could go any direction here.
Yeah. I feel like Brian Flores makes a lot of sense in
Yeah,
Miami.
I think Flores, in terms of aggressive schemes, set up the
Yeah.
personnel there.
Just
yeah.
kind of bring that. Miami's a little soft. You need a hard-nosed guy.
It's just
to
the
really
opposite of Mike
enforce the
McDaniel. They're
culture.
going to go the other
Oh,
direction
that would
now.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It is funny because if Flores would make sense to me.
For sure,
if
for sure.
He wasn't a coach
He'd make a
there
ton of sense. It's
before.
literally the first thing that came to mind.
I have no squabbles.
So I think if we still like Salah as a good candidate, I'd be fine with that there. Although it's like I want him to have a quarterback
In
too.
Miami?
Yeah.
I don't like Saleh in Miami. I think that it's an offensive coach team.
It's just hard. Who are you going to attract?
No state income tax, Matt.
But I'm saying, so if we don't think Stefanski's going to go there, McDaniel, probably won't end up there if I had to guess.
Kingsbury? Kubiak?
Oh,
I don't know.
That's true. Do we think Kubiak? Have you guys heard these reports on he can't command a room that well?
Yeah. Who the fuck knows?
I feel like I kind of believe it, and I feel like he's not going to
Okay.
get a job.
Okay, but I said the same exact thing about Jack's head coach,
Cohen?
Liam Cohen.
Dog.
Oh, I feel like
I'm on dog watch now. I had him in fraud watch like 3
Oh.
weeks ago.
Cohen's off dog watch. He's
I-
confirmed dog.
I really wanted Trevor Lawrence in our dynasty startup. Like I had him as a target. Someone reached on him, but now I'm sad I never got him.
yeah.
But I guess anyway, I looked at that guy. Did not think that guy could lead any room.
Yeah. I guess I haven't. I should watch a Clint Kubiak press
Mhm.
conference and just hear him talk for a bit.
I feel like if they fire McDaniel, it's more likely they go defensive-minded guy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they're not going to upgrade on McDaniel
So
offensive mind-wise.
It seems like Shula's not being mentioned too much, although he definitely could be. Saleh, we still like.
I think Shula to the Dolphins makes a bunch of sense.
Yeah, I feel like Shula is just a good.
Wasn't Chris Shula the old Dolphins coach?
Don
back in the day?
Shula is the
Don Shula?
legendary Hall of Fame best coach of all time.
Did he coach for the Dolphins?
Yeah,
Fucking
he
lock
was
it
the
in.
Coach of the 72.
Lock it in. Obviously,
The
Chris
Shula dynasty returns to Miami. Let's do it.
Chris Shula to Miami.
Okay.
That brings us to the. What do you want to do? Browns?
Raiders or Titans?
Let's do Titans. So we're down to offensive guys here for sure.
Yeah.
Stefanski, McDaniel.
Let's
Kubiak.
say you're Stefanski and you want to get the best job left, right? I feel
Yeah.
like. What do we think is the Raiders or Titans
I
Or
know.
Cardinals.
I know your pick.
or Cardinals?
Definitely not the Cardinals.
Not the Browns.
Not the Browns.
Okay, if you say anything besides the Raiders after the tyrant, you just would
No,
not.
all the logic I did to defend the Raiders also defends the Titans, but more because I think
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
more. So,
I guess did you pick Titans over Raiders?
yes. I don't know if we ever did that one specifically
Oh,
because we got to the Raiders later.
Titans or Raiders, Matt?
I feel like Stefanski to the Titans is feasible.
I would personally say McDaniel to
I like
Titans.
McDaniel.
Oh, yeah, but they also have all the organizational fuckery going on.
Yeah,
So I think maybe Stefanski would want to avoid that.
I agree. McDaniel makes a lot of sense there in terms of working from a baseline of not a lot of offensively and a track record of working
Yeah.
with not a lot offensively with the real quarterback this
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
He's got a track record of doing that, and they can figure out the defense.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're going to try and, after firing Vrabel, doesn't seem like they're going to try and go with a guy who's a you-rah-rah, bring the guys up together. It seems like they could default to the other side this time, being like, we're just going to try and bring an offensive mind and then figure it out
Yeah.
with Ward.
I mean, they just did that with Brian Callahan, but I just feel like they could do it again. It doesn't feel like prohibitive.
I would
He
be,
just failed.
yeah. I'd go McDaniel.
I like McDaniel.
Okay, I like that.
Great. The Raiders.
I mean, that means we're probably saying if Stefanski's going to get a head coaching job, he's not going to go to the other ones, so we'd have to put him on the.
Mhm.
Stefanski Mendoza makes a bunch of sense to me.
Yep.
Pocket court.
Play
he's
action shots. That's what he likes.
Had a bunch of success with Flacco.
Under center,
Had a
run
bunch
game.
of sex with Joe Flacco.
Holy cow! They were.
That's
You want to know why Flacco was playing so well?
Breaking news.
You want to know how Flacco had that much confidence every Sunday? Bam!
Oh gosh.
All right.
Why, they left for the Colts that year. It was a tough year for Stefanski. They needed him
Stefanski,
back.
He needed consolidation, a man around his age who looks similarly.
The fact that they re-signed him after a year off is like, man, Flacco, I just couldn't quit it.
I just miss him. That old man. He's got so much swagger. All right, Raiders, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
That brings us to the Cardinals.
We were thinking defense against. Honestly, I like what you said. I mean, this is Connor's pick, Saleh, right?
Robert Saleh.
Saleh makes a bunch of sense to me there.
I feel like some people might not like he's a retread, but he just brings everyone plays so hard wherever he is always.
He does. He feels like a motivator and a guy who can lead a room too.
Yeah, when I watched the Jets Hard Knocks, and whenever I saw him address the room, I'm just like, he's not like some beautiful speaker, but he just gives off like, I worked my entire life as a firefighter and like I would die for my family in a second. Wouldn't even think about it. Like I'd sacrifice myself so quickly. Like that's how much I care. He just gives off that vibe.
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like if I got a call from an NFL team and they said, "Hey Connor, I want you to suit up." Yeah. Beep. Hello. Hello. This is Connor.
This is an NFL team.
Hey, this is Robert Saleh. I'm calling from the San Francisco 49ers. I'm wondering if you could give me this job, please.
Is Saleh calling you?
I was actually kind of wanting to play in the NFL. That's what. That's where this was going.
Sorry, I got the wrong caller ID. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Connor Grogan.
Where are you from?
I don't want to disclose that.
Were you a one-star recruit?
I played 7th grade football. That was it.
Okay, how good were you?
I was all right.
Hold on, let me look this up.
Max Prep Sports.
So it looks like in 7th grade football, you rushed for 1,800 yards and you had 62 touchdowns. Am I seeing this right?
65.
Holy! So why didn't you keep playing?
I don't know. My friends played soccer.
Yay!
Right,
That was
right.
me.
Hold on. It seems like you're actually pretty good at high school basketball. Are you like a 6'3"?
I think there's a storm coming. The call is breaking up.
Hold on.
Would you like me to play for your football team?
You a dog or a cat guy?
Dog.
All right, you're in.
All right. So that conversation happens, and
Does
then
that have anything to do with what you were trying to say?
Yes. But wait, what, I mean, him asking me for a job.
Yeah.
That did not. That was not a part of it.
Okay.
But I get the call. I'm on an NFL team. I'm like, holy crap! I don't know how I'm gonna do this. These guys are 300 pounds, and
Yeah.
I am a chump. Robert Saleh, in 5 minutes, could convince me that I am the best football player in the room.
That
I am
actually
100%
That
sure.
was
with it.
that was a full circle moment. That was beautiful. Well done, Connor.
Mm-hmm. No,
All right.
it wasn't full circle. He just said what he wanted to say after you interrupted
Hey,
it.
it was made into a circle.
Dude, no, Matt, you're a hater. You're a hater. We went full
It
circle there. I took
came
him
full-
along the fucking thing, and we came all the way there because of Connor. Okay. Our 8th head coach opening. The
Browns.
Cleveland Browns. 5th pick in the draft.
Here's a strong opinion I'd like to say. Last year, I thought the Saints' job was so terrible. Like, why would anyone ever want that? Their cap is in hell. They have no quarterback. And then Kellen Moore, who I thought wasn't even that good of a candidate, came in. And it's still, they in 1 year, changed the trajectory. So I've changed my mindset. No job is a bad job. Like, if it
I've had
goes
some
right,
bad jobs, Matt.
no NFL head coaching job.
Okay.
Like, if you get an opportunity, I think you go for it.
I'd accept the job.
Unless you're like a candidate.
Yeah, now I think about it.
I think I
Yeah,
will
I would
accept
probably
this opening.
accept
I
it,
think
yeah.
it makes sense when you're like a super level high candidate and you think that you're going to have opportunities and you want to build your resume more and be more prepared. But like, I'm just saying, don't turn down one of these jobs because it's like, I don't think it's going to be good. Like, you could always make it turn out okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting there for the Browns.
Brian Flores, we haven't used him yet.
I think Flores makes a ton of sense in Cleveland in terms of working
Right.
with Garrett. He could probably keep. I mean, they already have. The thing is you would lose their DC, who's been awesome the past few years. What the
Jim
hell's his name?
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
But he runs a pretty simple. Like, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say about the Browns and whoever they choose is that I think it is imperative that they choose a culture changer, not some guy that comes in and he has his job, everyone else has their job. That Dan Campbell, Robert Saleh, that guy that just comes in and brings the freaking juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Flores makes a lot of sense in Cleveland.
What do you? I mean, do you think Flores doesn't fit that
I think out
description?
of all the candidates, I think he fits the description of what I just said the most.
Yeah. What about maybe they do Clint Kubiak and they say, hey, try to keep Schwartz on. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
I could see it.
Kubiak or Flores?
I'm scared of him being a baby, so I'd rather do Flores.
For the sake of taking Flores out of the North, let's do Flores.
I'll take Flores. Book it. Flores to the Browns.
There we go.
All right, let's move on. NFL playoffs.
That's happening.
Got a fucking 6 slate coming up here. Starting off tomorrow with the Saturday game, Jags-Bills at noon. Excuse me, no, not Jags-Bills at noon. It's Panthers-Rams at 3:30, and then Packers-Bears at 7. Let's talk a little Panthers-Rams here, but we'll Packers-Bears after that. Panthers-Rams seems like a foregone conclusion. Rams are right now second in odds for the Super Bowl at plus 440.
That's pretty high for a wild card team.
Given they're a wild card team, seems like a lock. They're minus 10.5 against the Panthers. Panthers are 225 to 1 to win the Super Bowl.
I think if there was a game I was going to put $10 on, I'd put on the Panthers in that game.
Minus or plus 10.5.
Yeah.
Against the spread, or you're saying against the spread?
No, I go
To
straight
win
up.
it outright.
Yeah.
So I think you'd get like $60 or $70 if you win.
I have to pee really bad. Finish Panthers Rams. Go to Packers Bears.
Okay.
All right, Chief done.
Okay. We're just gonna talk about Miles and his small bladder.
Yep.
I don't see them winning a playoff game this year.
His small bladder.
Yeah, it doesn't have what it takes.
Nah, but I think that Carolina, for as wrong as I was about Jacksonville,
Yeah.
I think I was right about Carolina.
You put them pretty high or low?
Yeah.
High.
Yeah.
You just don't care about quarterback at all.
Well, they're in the playoffs. They won. They're winning. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Were they 9-8 or 8-9?
So they were above 500.
I think they're 9-8.
Oh no, because I remember being
Oh, it should
being
say
like
they are 8-9.
They're 8-9
in that division.
Yep, and because I remember no matter who won, the winner of the division would have been below 500.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's some nuances. Like I think the Panthers can run the ball, and if Stafford has a bunch of picks, they could win. But I don't think it's really worth discussing too much further.
No.
They're not likely to win.
But if you're gonna put $10 bet on a team, doing the Carolina Panthers
Or not.
or don't.
Okay. Let's go into Packers Bears. We already kind of talked about it. Anything we want to add?
Packers 18 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. Bears 20 to 1.
Oh, that's closer. I guess the Bears would get another home game. Like if the Packers won, they'd have to go to the Seahawks most likely. Whereas if the Bears won, they could play at home versus the Eagles. That probably offsets
Excellent
it.
point.
I feel like the Bears will continue to win until people start believing in them. I feel like once they start getting the Vegas odds, that's when they're gonna lose.
I don't. I think once the Vegas odds start going towards them, it's going to be because they have fixed some of their issues, and it means that they're.
Nope.
I do think they
I
got
think they're
lucky,
an underdog
but
team.
I don't think they're going to be. No.
They're an underdog team. They gotta be the underdog.
No, I think at some point there's a chance of them becoming like the Lions, where it's like they are ruthless. They are so talented and so tactful on offense that they just they hit big plays and they score I think the Lions had 37 points a game last year.
Yeah, that was
Like,
literally insane.
I don't know what the Bears are at this year, maybe like 26 something. I think we could get above the 30 points per game next year. There's a chance.
Bears, probably the scary thing about projecting them next season is they are number 1 in turnover differential this year. Most turnovers in the NFL on defense.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with the defense.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
There was a lot of hope for Dennis Allen. Like some analysts that I trust were like, do I think the Bears are going to be a top 10 defense? Like seriously, smart people were flirting with that. And it went terribly. I think they're more like a bottom 6, bottom 8 defense.
Sounds like Kyler Gordon's going to be back this week.
Yeah, the last time he came back, he didn't really play very well because he just hasn't played all season.
Yeah.
But we need him because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, our other nickel, he's concussed. So
I'm gonna go pee. You guys talk about the Bills Jags, and then I'll be back.
Grab me a beer while you're gone, babe.
babe.
This is my favorite matchup.
Oh, this is so hype.
This is a fucking sick.
I'm gonna be locked in on this.
It's very unfair to both teams they had to play in the first round.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does suck for the Jags, but I mean the Bills, they needed to win more. I guess they're 12-5. So
Right.
That's better than the Bears.
The Jags down the stretch have been the best team per DVOA since they acquired Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. It just seems like they figured Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence finally, in a Kevin Stefanski sense, had sex. They like really just started to gel with each other.
They found chemistry.
Yeah, there's some chemistry, and their offense is operating differently. And then the Anthony Campanile point, I mean, it's great. I haven't put any money on them yet for the Super Bowl, but I kind of want to.
The Jags, given that they have the Bills in the first round, the Bills are -1.5 in that game, which feels like just
Yeah.
purely a Josh
I
Allen
saw it
bet.
earlier today, money line. It's -108 on both sides.
So it's toss
So
up, just like Bears
complete
Packers.
Well, Bears Packers has changed to Packers being favored, but
There's
that's actually a toss up.
the whole week. There's been a lot of sharp money from big betting groups on the Jags because of their analytics since the Jacoby Myers
Yeah,
trade, and
I like it.
the Bills have not been very good. It's just purely betting on Josh Allen.
If
versus
Josh
Lawrence.
Allen's, then he's going to Josh Allen to a Josh Allen.
Excellently put. Jags 13-1 to win the Super Bowl. Bills 10-1.
Okay.
Bills are sitting here with Lamar and Mahomes out of the playoffs. It's their biggest opening they've had in years, yet they seem to be the worst team they've had
I
in
do
years.
like it's hard that narrative. I understand it because for a while it's been like who are the quarterbacks in the AFC, but I think this year we're learning like it is a whole team business, and like if you're gonna criticize the Bills for making the playoffs but not going far, it's like well they did better than their opponents, the Chiefs and the Ravens, who didn't. You know, it's just hard to put that standard on them because like their defense is just not nearly as good as it used to be. And their receivers have like all really bottomed out. Like they're not that great of a team besides their run game and Josh Allen.
I think a good way to frame it is if I were to use my brain and my gut, I would take the Jaguars in this game.
Yeah,
But if I had to bet my life on it,
your balls.
I'd probably take the Bills.
Miles, I'm going to chop off your balls tomorrow Sunday unless you pick this game correctly.
So let's put it that way. If your balls are going to get chopped off, would you take Jags or Bills?
I think I like offensive minds, so I think I'd go Jags. But I feel when you're cutting my balls off, when Josh Allen makes a guest appearance at the ball removal ceremony, I would feel a little bad about not betting on him.
No.
You feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
I honestly think that there's a lot of hype around it. I don't know if you guys already talked about this when I was taking pee, but it being the first playoffs where Josh Allen doesn't have Mahomes or Burrow
Yep.
or Lamar,
Mm-hmm.
and where he is the clear-cut best quarterback.
Yeah.
Screw Drake May, best quarterback on the AFC side of the playoffs.
Yep.
And if he doesn't do it this year, it would be pretty devastating to.
Are you agreeing
That
with
whole-
this opinion or are you dissenting it?
I think that it's kind of unwarranted to put the weight on it,
Yeah.
but even at that, I do think that like I want to see Josh Allen win, and
Yeah.
for that sole reason, I am going to choose him to win in this game.
Yeah, they just got a bad matchup. Like I'd feel better if they played honestly the Broncos. I don't know if the Jags beat the Broncos earlier.
If they played
They're
the
close.
Steelers.
Yeah, it just sucks that they didn't get a home game because the Patriots played so well this year.
If I was going to get my balls chopped off, I've actually changed my mind. I'd go with Lawrence. I'd go with the Jags.
Okay.
And I would live with it and feel like a fucking idiot.
Me and Miles'
when Lawrence
balls
throws
just
two
like
picks.
right next to each other with a cleaver coming down. Like,
Yep.
we're in
And-
this together.
And me watching in the stands.
And then Lawrence throws a pick and I go,
Are you'd go Bills?
I'm going Bills, dude.
Yeah, it's really hard to say.
that's probably the best matchup of
But
the
actually,
first round.
that is contingent on. Oh wait, never mind. No, that's good. Yeah, we're going Bills.
Okay.
Eagles Niners 3:30. Philly started off as -4.5 to start the week. They're up to -6 now. They've gotten a lot of action.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. Their offense has been atrocious essentially the entire season. They haven't showed any juice. But
Did
they're
Trent Williams get declared out or something?
That's a great question.
or like Ricky Pearsall officially declared out.
So
I feel like it's probably something like that.
I already bet on this game.
If like also Lane Johnson, maybe he officially is going to be healthy.
I already bet in this game. I bet the Niners just base betting on the offense, and I think there's way too much Eagles bias in the market coming off last year's Super Bowl win. I don't believe in the Eagles at all as a team. I don't believe in their offense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just given how much of a vice Fangio has had with their two great corners, DeJean and then Mitchell, and then adding the edge from Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins at the deadline. They've got it. And Carter's healthy now. He's been great down the stretch. Sounds like Lane Johnson's going to be healthy for this game, or at least not healthy, but there.
Yeah. Not Fred Johnson.
I would feel strongly my bet of the week would be Niners +6. I just have a really strong belief in their, despite getting shut down by the Seahawks last week, and their ability to present an offensive floor. And then I don't trust the Eagles to be able to take advantage of a shitty Niners defense. It feels like they're just going to run the ball and be super predictable. And I would take Salah on that matchup, just being able to find something and some sort of advantage.
Yeah.
If the Niners get out to an early lead, this game feels like it's over because you don't trust Hurts.
Yeah, you don't want him to throw for. It's just the Niners have so few relevant pieces on defense.
Right.
It's just like the Niners, they didn't punt for like 4 weeks straight. They scored so many points on offense, and then they scored none against the Seahawks.
And now it feels like everyone's off them.
So it depends like what version you think you're going to get. I mean, the Eagles defense is certainly more like the Seahawks than it is like the Bears.
The Eagles right now, despite their terrible offense, are +750 to win the Super Bowl. The Niners are +3,000, so 30-1.
3,000.
If I'm
Kinda
picking
wild.
someone to win, I guess I definitely would go Eagles, seeing this line. But against the spread, I would want to flirt with the Niners. I think.
Yeah.
I'm a Purdy believer.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Purdy believer.
great.
Miles has always been pretty low on Purdy.
Yeah, something wrong with him.
I believe in him,
Yeah,
and I think he can do it.
and he needs our belief, and Miles won't grant it to him.
I'm a Juwan Johnson denier, though. So
The tight
Jennings.
end for the Saints.
no.
Yeah, same, bro. Fuck
Jennings, Juwan Jennings.
Jennings is a dog. That man's a hoe, and I want it known.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Eagles in that game, but I just strongly feel
Yeah.
like the Niners are going to be able to do
It's
something.
just hard.
I
If
don't
there's
know.
no Trent and there's no Pearsall, it's like what he's going to do.
True.
McCaffrey, Kittle, and Jennings and Purdy. It's all you need. Like that's like you're only 4 good players at that point.
49ers, Trent Williams, confident he'll play versus Eagles.
Oh, I don't know what changed that
Yeah.
spread so much.
Who knows what that means?
Yeah, I'll go Eagles there.
I go Eagles too with the
Okay.
spread Niners. That brings us to our Sunday night game. Pats Chargers. New England -3.5. New England coming off a great season against one of the worst schedules that we've had in years. Drake May, second in MVP odds behind Stafford. Stafford appears he's going to win right now, but if you look at the metrics, I sent these guys a text this week. Everything around May has been objectively worse. The Rams have the 2 highest running backs in success rate this year. Kyron and Corum. Their running game has been awesome. They
Yeah.
obviously have Puka and Devontae on the outside. They have a great offensive line. They've got this really good defense that's schemed up
McVay.
by Shula. McVay's obviously awesome. You trust him in the playoffs more. But the Patriots have had a great season, and at every single turn, despite their competition, they've blown out even the worst teams. They haven't given you any reason to believe they're not very competent.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers are coming into this game. Is Alt going to play?
No.
Alt's out. Slater's obviously been out there sitting there with their
Hampton's
fucking...
questionable.
Hampton's questionable. He said he's confident he's going to play. Who knows with that?
Yeah.
It does feel like Patriots here by a mile.
Yeah. I mean, Herbert, he's done so much with his offensive line situation this year. It's honestly crazy. Like, I agree with the people who are saying, like, Herbert should be the MVP. I don't actually think he should, but, like, the sentiment I agree with because Herbert just balls out every
Agreed.
single game.
Tough motherfucker.
Madison Beers.
True. That's
Madison
got to
Beers
count. That's got to
always.
count for a couple points against
Yeah,
the spread.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's. I mean, that
Exactly.
could be the confidence. She's like, I want you to go out there and play.
I'll suck
for
you
me."
if you win some fucking-
Okay.
look at my
Jeez.
tits.
You don't need to
Look
get.
at my
You
fucking
didn't need to
boobs.
bring Joe Flacco into this.
Madison Beer or Joe Flacco?
Ooh.
That's the question.
Yeah. I think the Chargers and their defense, I think, is going to match up well against the Patriots. And the Patriots really haven't had to play too many good defenses. I just think they don't quite have enough, like, their offensive line is so untenable. They're not going to be able to run it, I don't think, very well. And then it's like, can Herbert pull one out of his butt? And if he does, they'll win. Otherwise, they're probably not going to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go Pats there.
Pets.
Monday night, Steelers-Texans. Houston opened -3.5. They're down to -3. A bunch of action on the Steelers. I am kind of puzzled by this line, given this. I mean, Metcalf's back. That makes a big difference for the Steelers, but they've been so inconsistent down the stretch, and they won that game purely because Luke missed that kick.
Yeah, they just lost to the Browns.
Yep.
Recently.
I'd be interested to see what the line was for Texans-Ravens. Lamar getting healthier, it'd probably be Texans -1.5 instead of -3. I feel pretty strongly this is the Texans here, and Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. This does feel like the classic scenario where you walk into the game going, the Steelers are the worst team, and then somehow they pull it out because Stroud makes 3 mistakes.
Yeah, no, that's exactly kind of what I was going to say. I feel like the Steelers are definitely more on the folklore side of this than definitely more on the fraud watch than the dog watch.
Oh, yeah.
But
Rodgers.
Me
Rodgers.
personally, I have been in the camp of CJ Stroud is a fraud. Is a fraud. I'm not a CJ Stroud guy, and part of me would find joy in him throwing those 3 picks and the Steelers pulling it off.
You need some sort of variance like that for the Texans to lose, because I just with how D'Amico Ryans has the defense moving, and Jalen Petrie, and what is it? They have Kalen Bullock, and they have who's their All-Pro corner? Well, I can't think of Derek Stingley and Kamari Lassiter.
Anderson,
and
Hunter,
their linebacker who like hurts people.
Al-Shair.
Yeah, they just have all these guys in their second level that move and just play so fast. You know, it's the same scheme as Saleh, but with like some of the best players.
Yeah.
I just with Rodgers' dink and dunk offense, don't you just see him like throwing his 5-yard pass this way and his 7-yard pass this way, and their second level just like, I'm gonna kill you.
I take it back. My favorite bet of the week is Texans +3, given Matt's "I'm gonna kill you" argument. I'm in.
I think there's an I'm gonna kill you element going on.
I hear you there. I do think that I've thought this all year that the Steelers defensive front is one of the most underrated fronts in the league.
It's deep.
Highsmith, Watt, and their third edge, who's been great this year.
Herbig, 2 Badgers,
and then they
3
have-
Badgers. We include Benton.
True.
They have
Benton
Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward is. I think he's going to get All Pro this year.
And don't they have? Did they draft Derek Harmon too?
And they have Derek. So that's 6 guys we just listed. 3 interior, 3 outside.
All
that
them
all
dogs.
like on any other roster, they'd be like, oh, this guy is a core element to our front.
Dogs.
And they have 6 of them. The problem is, those guys can't play. DB. They can't play. I mean, also their scheme is just simpler than some other teams.
Okay. And granted, Jalen Ramsey is like 40,000 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he plays play to play. I haven't watched the film on that, but I know that you can't have as many highlights as he has this year and not be good at
He's
football.
really smart. His just change of direction is just gone down.
They moved Ramsey to safety this back half of the season, and their metrics improved a bunch.
Yeah, they moved him to safety, and then I think they had an injury, and he was playing corner again for a bit. I don't know if that injury – I think it must have gone away because they had this guy, Pierre, I think, that kind of came out of nowhere that's having a good season, and they have Joey Porter. So I think he should be at safety still.
Yeah, Pierre's really high on the cornerback rankings for PFF this year, like top 20.
I've heard from some guys that dive in the film that he's had a really good year.
Kind of crazy with the Texans -3. The Texans are 11-1 to win the Super Bowl. The Steelers are 50-1, despite the Texans only being -3.
So the last thing I'll say about this game is
really weird.
When I stack the Texans offense against Steelers defense, I think it's Steelers defense by a good chunk.
I think that's fair.
When I have the Steelers offense against the Texans defense, I don't think they're going to score a bunch of points, but I think they're going to put points on the board.
Ooh.
And so if the Texans can manage to put up points, I think that they have a shot to win it.
I think you're going to need some like Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins bombs, like some like high variance plays down the field. Because I don't think they're going to win down to down, like going long methodical drives against the Steelers, but I'd be hopeful that those bombs can happen and that they'll win.
Yeah. So the last one?
Yep.
Picks there right away. Who are we taking? Texans or Steelers?
I'm
going to
going
take
Texans.
Texans.
I'll go Steelers.
Let me put together this bracket here quick so I can figure out who's going to play who in each scenario. With seeds and everything.
We're going to pick our Super Bowl winners.
Do you want to go each round by round, each game, or just
No,
fast forward?
I think we just fast forward, pick your Super Bowl winner.
I like it.
I'm going to stay Seahawks because I picked them in Week 10, and now that they have higher odds than ever, I don't want to back off. Do I think they're a complete team? No. Do I think they can win the Super Bowl? Yep.
Seahawks are the favorites right now to win the Super Bowl, plus 390.
Like we watched that Thursday night Rams at Seahawks game. If the Rams win this week, there's I guess there's a chance. It depends on the other wild cards. But like that's a toss-up game, Rams at Seahawks. So I really want to see it again. They're not like some juggernaut, but they could win it.
I like the Rams. I think their offense is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
just
With Devontae back again too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. I don't know if I've seen an offense quite like this one. Me personally.
Especially the fact that it's like they always had red zone woes because
Yeah.
they couldn't pass in the red zone, and this year it's just like,
Yeah.
where the fuck is Devontae?
Pow, 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 pow.
He's got like 17 touchdowns.
He's got to be down there somewhere. Let's go.
No, not even down there. It's like literally I'm on the 5-yard line, and like
He's right there.
they talk about like
He's got to be
I
right
see
there.
him.
what do they call it? Like back shoulder corner
Yeah,
routes.
yep.
How in the it's so low probability in the end zone.
Yeah.
With Devontae and his breaks off the line, he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I got 4 yards of separation.
It's crazy we watch those in slow mo
Yeah.
because especially with Devontae,
Yeah.
they'll throw it and Devontae like while Devontae is breaking in,
Yes.
they'll throw it
It's
to
so,
the corner.
It's so sexy. Stafford's a god.
I think the Rams are a lock to beat the Panthers. That puts them at the same level as me to the Seahawks. I will just generically bet against Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I'll
Yep.
bet that he'll make mistakes. I
Yeah.
believe in Stafford. I want Stafford to win MVP despite me thinking statistically I thought Stafford was the MVP. I have bets on it from week 4 or something like that. I got him
Oh.
in like 5-1.
Yeah.
I love Stafford. I think their defense is competent enough to figure it out in the NFC. I don't believe in anyone else in the NFC beyond the Seahawks and Rams. I'd take the Rams in that matchup again. The Rams would have definitely beat them in that Seahawks game to decide the division.
Yeah. If it didn't go crazy.
Rams in the NFC, and my pick from the AFC. I have no belief in this. The AFC feels like a complete toss-up. The best odds in the AFC is the Broncos at plus 650. Next best is the Bills at 10-1. Texans 11-1. Jaguars 13-1. I don't have any belief in this, but based on the back half of the season, I'll take the Jaguars to advance to the AFC. If they can get through the Bills there, I have no belief in Lawrence, but it seems like the defense has been high level. I don't see this happening at all, but I kind of want the Jags to just come out of nowhere and advance in the first
Yeah.
year and just have Trevor figure it out. And I feel like that'd be a great story of them coming together. And I feel like it'd be the team from the AFC who I'd like the most. I don't like the Broncos. I just don't believe in Bo Nix in the playoffs. I don't think he's a good quarterback. Their defense is obviously great, but I'll just bet against Knicks. I'll bet for Knicks choking in the playoffs.
Yeah. Not doing 3 games in a row.
Yep.
Dude,
I'll go Rams over Jaguars.
Well, okay, that should lead us right into Fraud Watch, Miles. You said you had one?
Fraud Watch.
Fraud Watch, Miles.
There's a team in Baltimore known as the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh.
They lost Mike McDonald a few years ago. Their defense has fallen off since then. Lamar coming off 2 MVP campaigns, one in 2020, his second year. Obviously one last year. They've underperformed year after year. They committed a bunch of penalties this year. They felt undisciplined to me. If their owner is willing to move on after 18 years, the guy is considered a longevity guy, and they really feel like as a competent franchise, somebody that I trust. I don't understand, besides this kind of like mysterious voodoo, non-play caller, organizational integrity culture, I don't understand what John Harbaugh provides to the Ravens. And I think that maybe the owner and maybe their GM is starting to see that now, as he seems like he prevents the floor, but what exactly does he provide? He doesn't seem to provide a bunch of discipline on both sides of the ball, so they've committed a bunch of penalties this year. He's made decent coordinator hires on both sides. Their DC has been underwhelming the past few years despite all their talent. I'm going to throw John Harbaugh on Fraud Watch. I don't believe that wherever he's going to get, he's going to be able to turn them into a Super Bowl contender. He might present somewhat of a floor, but I don't know how much evidence there is that he succeeded despite he's going to be successful despite having a bunch of talent in Baltimore in a kind of weak division. John Harbaugh, fraud watch. I don't believe that where he'll get hired, he'll be that much of a difference maker.
Miles, I'm really glad you said that. I'm really glad you said it after all the slander I threw at John Harbaugh. And for that reason, I'm going to negate my fraud and piggyback on yours.
Oh,
John Harbaugh, fraud. Matthew, you got a fraud?
Going into that, I was like, I'm just gonna mention Todd Bowles again because it's a shame that the Buccaneers fans have to deal with him. But I'm going to do another. I'm going to read the same bit and say that you two are fraud. That's the most like Gen Z. Like, he doesn't call plays. Does he even coach football? What is he even doing? Is he just like twiddling his thumbs all day? I just think there's so much mercurial about getting not just the 53-man roster, but like a whole building of 80 people and be like, every day we're going to do stuff that's hard as shit. And we're just going to like keep doing it. And it's going to be so exhausting and it's going to suck. And we're just going to like do it every day for 18 years.
Every day, we're going to only practice from the hours of 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. because our quarterback doesn't want to practice any other time.
I just think like the fact maybe Lamar does have like some character issues and some effort issues. And like, we don't know what Harbaugh has done to hide that up. And like, I think even if he's not like, I'm a schemer and I'm going to design every single play, I think he probably has a pretty high knowledge of offensive and defensive philosophy in football. And like, I think he could be a really good aid to his coordinators and just like having everything go together. Like the fact that they had Mike McDonald and then 4 defensive assistants under Mike McDonald became defensive coordinators on different teams after that season.
Great point.
They have been like top 5 in DVOA for 3 years in a row before this. And they had the Super Bowl, like, he just sustained with Flacco into Lamar. First of all, I realized the decision to draft him, he's not the GM, but, like, there's just so, you're a head coach, you're involved in everything. Maybe it's okay to fire him, but there's just no way he's a fraud.
He's on fraud watch.
I didn't say he was a fraud.
No one said he's a
No
fraud.
one said he's a
Not
fraud.
single
Okay,
human
we
being
need to
said
talk
it.
about
What are you
this.
talking about?
I think the spirit of Fraud Watch is that we are, like, the universe doesn't think they're a fraud, but we think they're a fraud. If you're just saying someone's on Fraud Watch, and then it's like non-committal BS. Like,
No, because you put them on fraud watch, and then when they actually are frauds, you go, told you.
but who decides if someone's a fraud? Like,
we do.
That's us. But you didn't put
no,
him on
that's
fraud.
what I'm saying. You guys
We
don't.
didn't
because
put him
you
on the
just-
fraud list. We put him on the fraud watch.
You just put him on. Well, that's so non-committal.
I'll tell you what, man.
nothing.
I'm fucking putting John Harbaugh on the fraud list, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's Fraud
I'm putting
Watch.
him on the
should-
fraud watch. I'm not putting him
You
on
can
the
put
list.
anyone on the Fraud Watch. Like, can you see him? He's way over there. I'm watching him though. I see him.
No, it'd be like,
Harbaugh's gonna go to the Giants. They're gonna win 6 games next year.
The thing is, I can believe in John
Miles
Harbaugh
is not afraid of commitment.
and still not thinking that like he's gonna necessarily automatically elevate a team in 1 year. I just think if you gave another 5-year sample size, it would go decently well.
I definitely am afraid of commitment, just not with takes.
Heck yeah.
Both of you guys have wives. I don't.
Look, all I'm saying is I already stated my piece. Miles was the one that put him on fraud watch. I had a fraud
Okay, so
watch. I said, I'm going to piggyback that
So you
one.
put him on Fraud Watch approximately 3 minutes ago, and now you're saying
I was-
Miles put him on Fraud Watch. What does piggyback mean to you? You literally got on his back.
Yes.
You're the first person I see when you.
It was almost like, to me, it was like I threw up the alley-oop not knowing anyone was there. Miles came in the end. Boom!
Man, I sure wish this ball could go in the hoop.
Yep.
Darn.
I guess he threw it.
And I said, that guy, I'm with him.
He's the one who dunked it, not me.
That's crazy.
Yep.
All right.
We sure do have fun here.
Yeah, we do.
So next week, I'm thinking we dig into the draft a little bit because I'm totally prepared and I'm so fucking horned up for the draft. I'm so fucking ready.
I would need to specify specifically because I want to watch film this year.
That's totally fair.
Yes, and I don't think that just doing like a mock, the 2-round mock, I don't think that would work. Also, we should clip this out and do an outro, and then we could talk about this.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us on the.
Let's look this way and then look back, and we'll clip the look back. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
It's not an outro. We need to do it again, right?
All right.
I'm going to forget about this because I don't know when I'm even going to edit it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for joining the Football Frauds podcast. This was Matt, Miles, and Connor. We're 3 black women from Cincinnati who love football. We broke down the coaches. We broke down the playoffs. We know everything that's right. We're about to watch Oregon, Indiana, Mendoza versus Moore, the matchup of the year in college football, the de facto championship.
1 and 2.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate everything you've been for. We've been on Fraud Watch for a while. None of us are frauds.
See ya.
Bye.